You cannot control how people actually take the words that you put across. The only thing that we can control is the intention that we have when we say or act a certain way. This is because when we say a sentence or anything, or when we act in a certain way to five different people, they perceive us in five different ways. This is because each of us are perceiving other words through a filter. So when we speak, the other person will be having a filter of pain, a filter of expectation, a filter of delusions, a filter of worry. So they perceive it through that filter. But what happens is we tend to take it as something lacking from our side. Like we blame ourselves or we feel guilty for making the other person feel a certain way. And due to this, we actually stop ourselves from expressing authentically. And this is a big this hinders the basic foundation of communication, because a basic foundation of communication is authenticity and confidence. But when we blame ourselves and when we feel guilty about it, it comes from a base of fear. So today's reminder is to let go of what people think of what we say or how they feel, because it is totally up to them. And we express ourselves as authentically and as truthfully as we can. And with that, I welcome each one of you to our 41st meeting of Showstoppers. As we always start, I would like all of you to place your hands on your chest and just repeat the club mission after me. The mission of a Toastmaster club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. We do keep in mind the core values, which is respect, integrity, service, and excellence. We all know that the online meeting etiquettes are very important to go forward to a smooth meeting. So we do not speak about the three taboo topics, which is sex, politics, and religion. We try to keep our mobile on silence. We always be generous with our claps, which is a big encouragement to the people who come on stage. Try to keep our devices at a certain distance so that we look directly and not down or up. We try to look directly on the camera. Keep ourselves mute and generously use the clap and the thumbs up icon. And do be aware that this meeting is recorded. So if anybody feels free, go ahead and keep their cameras off. Next, I would like to hand over to the presidential address. Toastmaster Amita.
Thank you, Natasha. It was a wonderful beginning. A very good evening and a warm, hearty welcome to all the Toastmasters and the guests, guest participants, and audience who readily came forward to make this dream of mine, a meeting of the multinational theme, come true. Thank you all. I was thinking hard of having a value added to my club, and that's when this idea struck me of going international to have a multinational team meet. I really wish to aim at drawing self motivated people to my club through the value addition I would be bringing forth by making every session creative. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and let's greet each other in the most multinational way on this one platform of the Showstoppers Toastmasters. Marhaba, salam alaikum, namaste, and a big hi to each one there. As the president of the club, I declare the meeting number 41 open. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the silent role players who are a team with us, Toastmaster Jisha and Toastmaster Tina as the Zoom master. And we have the timer amongst us who will be played by myself and Toastmaster Natasha. Today is an exciting day for us showstoppers because we have a new member in our club who is also the secretary of our club. She will read out the minutes of meeting of our previous meet, and she won't agree to stop just with this role, my dear friends. She is going to essay her maiden role as the World Master of the Day too. Help me welcome and encourage Toastmaster Sri Devi. Stage is all yours, Toastmaster Sri Devi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehta. As we all know, we had a very wonderful and memorable meeting last week. We had Toastmaster Keshika Rodrigo as our chief guest. I would like to take you through the minutes of meeting of last meeting. Minutes of the Showstoppers Toastmaster Club meeting number 40, the theme being Ready to Lead, which was scheduled on the 5th of July between the time 4 to 6 p.m. The meeting opened at 4 p.m. The Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Natasha, started the meeting, reminding everyone of the club mission and the online meeting etiquettes. It was followed by the presidential address by our dear President, Toastmaster Amita. Our president started the meeting number 40, recollecting how the club Showstoppers Toastmasters was founded. She announced the meeting open. And then came the word of the day. The word of the day was an idiom. It was get a wriggle on, meaning hurry up. Also used as get a wiggle on, presented by Toastmaster Tina. It was followed by the introduction to guest speaker, Toastmaster Kaishika Rodrigo, the president, Toastmaster Amita welcomed the guest, Toastmaster Kaishika Rodrigo, describing her as a rainbow of qualities and achievements. The guest is a 2 times internationally awarded speaker to Toastmasters at the Toastmasters International Convention. Then came the theme of the day, Ready to Lead, by Toastmaster Kaishika Rodrigo. She spoke about the theme, Ready to Lead, starting with the eventful and inspiring journey as a Toastmaster. It was followed by an interactive question and answer session by Toastmaster Kaishika. Toastmaster Kaishika Rodrigo interacted with the audience, answering their questions very patiently and humbly. It was followed by a brain game by Toastmaster Chetna, who entertained everyone with a brain game named Never Have I Ever. Presidential closing address and vote of thanks was the next event. The president, Toastmaster Amita, presented virtual tokens of appreciation to the guest, Toastmaster Kaishika and Toastmaster Chetna. The Zoom master of the day being Toastmaster Anita. The meeting was adjourned at 6 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Now I take you through the word of the day. The word of the day. Shall I start sharing the screen?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
The word of the day. is a homonium. As many of you must be familiar that homonyms are words that are sounding alike or have the same pronunciation, but are spelled differently or have different meanings. Today, I have chosen the word inept, I-N-E-P-T, which is usually used as an adjective. It means incompetent, having no skills. Can be used in sentence as, she is inept in communicating her ideas before a group. The antonyms mean competent, skilled, etc. It can also be spelled as INAPT, which is also again adjective, meaning not suitable, not appropriate in certain circumstances. Using it in sentence, we can say, his comments were perhaps inept. Now it's your turn, audience, to use the word of the day in your speeches, and please also use them in sentences. Anyone ready to use it in sentence?
Yes, I am ready, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
I usually find myself inept when I discuss electronic gadgets in front of my children and other members of their generation.
That was a nice one. Anyone else?
You can pick up people, Sri Devi.
Yeah, members, please come forward.
You can pick up the names directly.
Okay. Tina, can you try?
Okay. I'm flying now. You fly down too. Oh, these concepts are cute. The reason why I joined Toastmasters is to make sure that I hone my skills that I found I was inept in. And now I find myself 50% there. Hopefully, I will be no more inept and I'll be 100% over there.
Lovely one. Anyone else?
Yes, can I?
Yeah, of course, please.
Willpower can always be a key driver to eradicate ineptness towards acquiring the skill.
Yeah, of course. Now, shall I hand over to Toastmaster Amita?
You can have one more.
Yeah,
one or two.
Yeah, is there anyone?
You can pick up.
Okay.
I think Toastmaster Vijay wants to try.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Okay. I am kind of inept in technology. That's why I joined in this club. So I can learn from all of you,
That was
especially
lovely.
Zoom.
Nice one, ma'am. Is there anyone else? Natasha, do you want to try?
Come on, any one of our showstoppers. Yeah.
The ineptness that the kids make us feel around the gadgets these days. Actually, three of us have just said the same thing, but it's so true.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Is that all?
Yeah, okay. Good work,
Shall I-
Toastmaster Sri Devi.
Thank you so much, Amita. I hand over to the president, Toastmaster Amita.
Great. That was wonderful, Sri Devi. Good for a very good beginning.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad to have, I just want to share this that I'm so glad to have these quick responses from so many Toastmasters as soon as I put a shout out in the pool of Toastmasters. How much ever I would love to talk about all the Toastmasters on board today with us from different parts of the world. The only concern is that they are so highly accomplished. If I start reading out even a few lines of their introduction, the area director might just abandon us and leave us for her next meeting. She's got meeting lines of one after the another. So, jokes apart, with due respect to all the members and their accomplishments, we will be putting it out in the chat box. So please go through it as and when the guest speaker and the Toastmasters are called out. Please go through it to know more about them. It will be a better option, I think, to let the chat box be as a in the site as the open window for the information. So let me introduce our first speaker, Toastmaster Manpreet Kaur. Is Manpreet here?
Yes, Amita, I'm here.
Hi.
From?
So she is a showstopper, and literally also this evening, she is the showstopper for the speeches. She is the immediate past VPPR of our club and is a digital manager by profession. She is attempting her icebreaker speech for her second pathway. May I call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Kiran, who is from the Barsha Toastmaster Club, to read out the objectives of her speech. She's here with us. Toastmaster Kiran,
Yeah,
please read out the objectives.
sure. The objective of the speech is the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn basic structure of a public speech. Speech length is 4 to 6 minutes. Wish you good luck, Manpreet.
Thank you. Timer, it's Toastmaster Amita. You're the timer. Should I pin you?
No, I'll be the timer.
You'll be the time. Okay. All right.
The timer will be spotlighted. Toastmaster Nitisha.
Positive, A negative to B positive, Toastmaster Manpreet.
Good evening, everyone. Friends, dear and near, and friends from India and other places. I hope my icebreaker actually gives you a little insight about my funny, stupid, and happy story. It was the summer of 1978 when this lovely couple was blessed with their second child, a boy. To which the doctor said, "Now, no more," as it could be fatal to the child or to the mother or to both. And here, in winter of 1982, they held their third child, born with blood group A negative. That's me. And by God's grace, me and my brother both were fine. My father was a hockey player, an NCC cadet, and an engineer by profession. And mother, a central government employee who was an interstate volleyball captain, a topper in studies, and the receiver of various professional awards. Being the youngest, I always had that privilege of running to the market to buy yummy samosas, pakoras, cold drinks, and chips for my elder siblings while they watched some boring movies on TV. The novels, which I used to bring on rent from a private library for my elder sister, instilled an interest in reading from an early stage. Why not? Those used to be Mills and Boons. My sister is 6 years elder to me. The Mills and Boons actually instilled so much interest in reading that even during my exams, I used to sneak out, get those, and read it out. For those who don't know about it, I would say Google it. During middle school, when I got a chance to be in the same school as my brother and sister, I realized that my sister was an outstanding student. She who always topped her class. And I was the one who used to feel the brunt of it. Teachers telling, you are her sister. Both extremes. And I felt as if I was inept in almost everything. Getting enrolled for NCC was one of the best things that happened. For 7 years straight, I secured the first position in the rifle shooting competition. The confidence, the leadership, the self-defense techniques, the observant nature, the humor, the giggling. I owe it to NCC, the National Cadet Corps. Entering the college was not a big deal, but passing and graduating from it was. Apart from graduation, I did my advanced diploma in multimedia and a few more certificate courses in designing and programming. It was here that I met my soulmate, who, just like me, happened to accidentally join the super boring short-term computer language course. After a friendship of 7 years and being threatened to lose me when my parents were planning to look for a perfect match, my super awesome romantic husband proposed to me over an SMS. We were married within a year. His blood group being B positive. Something he always tells me when I'm anxious, diving into negative thoughts, that be positive and not a negative, like your blood group. After a friendship of 7 years and realizing I am a negative and he is a positive, who always tells me about being positive, I realized that it's not just that. You have to have a blood group that says you are B positive, not just A negative, because that's what still rules me. After 2 years into a new relationship, I lost a precious one, my father, who happened to literally die in my arms. The same year, I and my husband moved to Dubai. A project of 1 year stretched to 10-year permanent role, which is ongoing for him as well as for me. My son, who is now apple of our eyes, has taken a chance to remind me, Mama, don't be A negative, be positive. Thank you.
Wonderful. Let me just move the virtual background. All right, that was wonderful, Toastmaster Manpreet. I would like to introduce the second speaker, Toastmaster Vijaya Jayaraman. She is from Boston, and currently she is a member of 3 clubs in Massachusetts, president of her home club, Saturday Toastmasters of Arlington for 2021-22. She is attempting her L2P2 for us today. Can I request her evaluator, Toastmaster Manish Kawatra from India, to read out the objectives of her speech? Toastmaster Manish.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Time limit 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
Have you ever experienced disagreements, conflicts, frustration, hurricane, or even tsunami in your relationships? Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. TI asked me to identify my communication skills. To me, it seems like I have to put myself in a cage, in a box, and label myself. TI claims that there are 4 distinct types of communication styles. One is initiative, where the person can communicate or get along with everyone. Second was the directive, someone who is competitive, goal-oriented, and to the point. The third one is analytical, someone who is very precise, facts, numbers. And the fourth one is the listener, trustworthy, you can count on. Seems like there is a conflict between each other. Early on in my 20s, in my teens, I was raised in Bombay, where it was a multicultural society, cosmopolitan city. People from around India came to Bombay for survival, for opportunities. It's like I had friends in my college who are Sindhis, Punjabis, Gujaratis, Marwadis, Biharis, Bengalis, you name. And I made a lot of friends. I expected the difference and accepted the differences. More than that, being for generational vegetarian, I did not hesitate to sit with my friends who are from Bengal. The staple food is fish. So it was a style of initiative style so that I could get along with everyone. It was not a challenge. When I migrated to US and I was working, I was more of a direct person. I was a transportation manager managing the truck drivers, tractor trailer drivers who were delivering to all the stores. So customer satisfaction was important and drivers' timing was important. So it happened that one time, one driver, his name was Frank, all this, it was a male dominated society, transportation department. So there were 60 drivers reporting to me, out of which 59 were men. There was one woman. This driver came up to me, and in California, you have to drive on freeways, and there is a one white solid line. You cannot park anything there. That is supposed to be for emergency vehicles. He parked there. Because a driver can only drive for 11 hours, and they make it to the point to 11th hour because they get paid by miles. He parked there, and then I said, "No, Frank, you're not supposed to park there. It's a law." He said, "I've been driver for 9 years. You think I don't know about it?" I said, "Yes, you probably don't know. That is mainly for emergency vehicles. Just 10 yards from your truck, if there was an accident, you need ambulance and fire truck and police and going there. So you cannot park it. Even if it is 11 hour, you just take the first exit and park. And usually I send another driver in a car, and then they exchange and bring the truck back." So that was my communication, direct to the point, competitive, goal-oriented style. At the same time, I was also managing my budget, departmental budget of $400,000 every month, all the fixed expenses and the variable expenses, like everyone's paycheck, plus truck maintenance, rental trucks, or anything that third-party delivery, tickets, tolls, and the productivity of the department. That time I was more of analytical numbers and facts. Don't give me excuses. Don't tell me stories. After retirement, I focus more on my spirituality. What is my life? Why, reflecting myself, what is the purpose of life? Why am I here? What can I do? Then I have transformed from initiative to direct to analytical to supportive. So I'm a mentor in Toastmasters Club. I also help young immigrants coming from India on the cultural differences. So for me right now, it is encouraging, guiding, supporting all or anybody that comes in my life. I was a mentor for a Toastmasters in Nepal who recently got his DTM, and he also sponsored a club. I'm proud of his accomplishments. I think I'm a bundle of all these communication styles. And one particular style always takes dominance over the three other, depending on the situation I face. I don't want to put myself in a box and say, this is my style. No, that's not how I see it. I am a bundle. I have all these capabilities. I am inept to adjust and adapt. So that's my style. So that you can avoid all the hurricanes in your life and create a symphony, a harmony with all the relationship that comes in your life. What is your style? Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Wonderful. So let me call upon our third speaker on the stage, Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh. She belongs to my Speak Toastmasters Club in Ontario, and she is a VP to two clubs. Also, she has requested me to warn all the members not to get offended with her speech because she is attempting a humorous speech and hence might make a few comments. Just laugh and go along with the flow. Let's have some fun with the speech. She is attempting her L3P2. May I call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Chaitanya Khimji from Oman, to read out the objectives of her speech. Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Amita. Madam Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh is going through the path of motivational strategies, and her project is Know Your Sense of Humor. The project purpose is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present them in a speech that includes humor. I, as her evaluator, will be working on seeing how she adds humor and anecdotes to her stories, and her speech should not be that report. Know your senses or humor. The speech will be 5 to 7 minutes, and I'm really looking forward to the speech. All the best, Madam Toastmaster Deshmukh.
So Toastmaster Gayatri, evaluate me please. Evaluate me please, Toastmaster Gayatri.
I had just returned from my 2-year-long spiritual journey. I was just settling into my regular routine when the lockdown happened. Life after that was never regular. Somewhere around this time, in the process between lockdown and unlock, I started a YouTube channel. I always believed that I'm extraordinary and that I'm amazing. So starting a YouTube channel just seemed an obvious step. However, a friend of mine called. "You're good. You need to be better." "Really?" I asked him, "How do I do that?" He said, "Toastmasters." And I was like, "Who are they?" To that he said, "I must join Toastmasters." It was a challenge. And if I had to impress a few more people, why not? Okay, Toastmasters it is. Finally, in the month of September last year in 2020, I became a Toastmaster. By the end of October, I realized that I could not only torture the members of my own club with my speeches, but I could actually travel across the globe and look out for myself what's happening. Motive was to understand the cultures across the globe. Reason? I wanted to be a stress management coach. And for that, I wanted to spiritually awaken people so that they could defeat stress and anxiety. I had a very, very noble cause, and I still do. But a problem. I got this opportunity to deliver a speech at a club in Cambridge. As an Indian, Cambridge word has a kind of sway with us. It doesn't matter that the club was not in the university. The very fact that the club had the name Cambridge in it, I wanted to give the best speech of my life. I was determined to deliver a speech which would have no recommendation. That timer has been spotlighted along with me. But guess what? I'm not going to be looking at the timer. Guess why? After going overboard with time for past 7 months, I have learned this technique of ignoring the timer. Ignoring the timer to an extent that till date, I have never had to work on the conclusion of my speech. Why, you ask? Well, the reason was I never reached the conclusion. Red card often popped up before I even started with my conclusion. So often I had to just, wrap up the speech. But this speech, no. I was determined. I would finish it in time. I would frame it in such a manner that everybody would be dumbstruck and there won't be any recommendation. I took the next obvious thing that any Toastmaster should do to get that perfect speech. I contacted the area directors, division directors, and district officers of my district. Wondering why? Guys, it was contest season. Area directors were looking for target speakers all over the place. So when I made them a call, hey, I'm available for the role of target speaker for the next contest. Oh, you're most welcome. Believe me, I was delivering this particular speech at 3 different contests in a single day. I delivered this speech at about 20 contests. Each contest had about 10 participants, and I today have approximately more than 200 evaluations to that speech. At one point in a contest, this particular contestant, okay, fine, he did end up winning the contest, but he gave me a recommendation. Your hands have more expressions than your face. I looked into the mirror right on my right side. In college, everybody called me a drama queen. Seriously, my face has less expressions. But nevertheless, I was determined to deliver that perfect speech without any recommendations. I worked on it. I stood in front of mirror. I recorded myself on camera. I worked on my expressions. There was this one point when I was told that now you are overexpressive. You might have to tone down your expressions a bit. Your head is moving too much. And I was like, seriously? Now I have to work on toning them down? But like I said, I was determined to deliver a speech without recommendations. So I worked on it again. I was given recommendations. I was working on them. Finally, after 200 recommendations, which, believe me, might appear like I'm appearing strong, but when you have 10 people, one after another, at every contest telling you, you did that wrong, you should improve that, you should do this, you start feeling demoralized. But then I wanted to be a motivational speaker who was going to help people defeat stress and anxiety. So I decided I would first defeat it myself. So I did not get demoralized. Then came the next step. And that step was, now I had to go and deliver the speech over there. But I had got this one opportunity to deliver it at another club before I went to Cambridge. I I got a feedback there that my earrings were flashing. Can you see there is no diamond in the circle? That is because I got a recommendation that the diamond would flash and it would distract the audience. So I just removed the diamond and now my earrings are also perfect. And now I'm standing here looking at my evaluator, and he's not visible because the camera is off. But I'm confident that maybe that speech received recommendations until the very end, because at Cambridge I finally got the recommendation. Everything was perfect. You could have just given a better title to your speech. So I decided I will work on title as well. And today, while I'm delivering the speech, I'm hoping maybe this is the speech to which my evaluator today might not find a single recommendation. So here I am, strong, motivated, and confident, saying to my evaluator, evaluate me, please. Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, that's awesome, Toastmaster Gayatri. The last but not the least speaker of the day, Toastmaster Hina Khalid, who is the president of Mali Maldives Toastmaster Club, who is an educator, lecturer, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So please read it in the chat box to know more about her. She is going to deliver her L4P2 speech with us. And I'm sorry, Toastmaster Hina, I think we will have to stick to the agenda because the area director will be running to our next meeting very soon. Help me welcome her evaluator, Purni Sudhakar DTM from Millennium Toastmaster Club Abu Dhabi to read out the objectives of her club. Purni.
Hello, Toastmasters and guests, and my dear Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, everybody. So the speaker is going to deliver a speech, which is mentioned by our Madam Toastmaster of the day. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to practice facilitating an online meeting or leading a webinar. It could be an online meeting, facilitating that, or it could be leading a webinar. She can choose to do anything, and her speech length is, as mentioned according to the evaluation form, it is 20 to 25 minutes. All the best to the speaker.
Okay, Toastmaster Hina Khalid, online teaching in time of COVID-19. Online teaching in time of COVID-19, Toastmaster Hina Khalid.
One second, Amita.
Yeah.
What is the timing of the speech, Amita?
5 to 7 minutes.
Actually, the speech, according to the Toastmaster International, is 20 to 25 minutes. It's as per it is said. So it has to be 20 to 25 minutes. It is not countable.
I see.
Yeah.
Because we have the next installation ceremony and presiding, it will be the area director, but she has next meeting. So what we can do is, would you like to attempt it?
I will just limit to 20 minutes then, I not take even the 5 minutes, keep it to the 20 and then carry on like that.
Yeah, it's okay, Amita. She'll stop at 20 minutes, fine.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Very good evening to everyone. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. As Amita said, I've been teaching from the age of 10 years. You know, you might be wondering why 10 years? It's because I come from a family of 9 and I have to help my parents to do it, to make sure that they could feed all the kids there, because being the eldest, I had to do. So being a teacher and conducting online teaching all the way through is a kind of passion for me as well. And if you will say how I do it, is the reason is because I have passion for it. The reason is because I can look after many children. The reason is because I've been doing a lot of other things in related to students, people, like choreographing and other things, managing thousands of students, managing about almost sometimes at a time over 1,500 students. So this today, I want to share about how you could, how I have gone through teaching online, and especially at this time, most of my time, except for my family and cooking at home, I teach online. And for your information, I would like to tell you that at this moment itself, I'm supervising 24 students in their master's studies. Yes, I can do that. It's all because of this platform here, the way how we do it, the way how we manage it. Apart from it, I love to be a Toastmaster. The reason why I brought Toastmaster International to Maldives is just simply to let people educate more and, have a real good time learning and improving their self-development. The reason why people do not know how important it is to spend something for their own self-development is sad thing that I have known, because during the COVID-19, the moment when I started the class, the Toastmasters, I lost many. So let's see, go back to the teaching. Is it possible for me to share my slide?
Yeah, the Zoom master will help you.
Yeah. So as you all know, this is a simple way of how I manage my class. So whenever I have a session, I make sure that I am able to prepare a simple presentation, even at least for a time being. So for this one, I have done online teaching, and then my slides keep going on. And as you all know, it's easier for me to go online to make sure that things work. So I just quickly put it on and add slide and keep going. So with this such situation, it is easier and understandable for people to really see what is happening behind the scene. If you see, you can add some interesting things to the slide, will make people more get attention for a lot of people. So what you could do is do this simple use the technology and do it online as well. Be prepared. For me to be prepared, I have to keep a lot of things around me and make sure the time is there, the teaching material is there, and there's a bit secret. See my stuff here, makeup, makeup, just in case to get ready. Okay, so I could quickly grab everything. But another thing, oh sorry, my dress, I can't see the whole screen. I end up many times wearing my shorts because it's easy for me. I have to run up and down, make sure I wear something nice on top, but always I have to be ready for the screen. So online means you be ready to the screen, you are speaking to the screen, you make sure the other people on the other side will be able to see what you are doing. So I will show you how I manage. I will unshare now. Stop sharing, and I'll share my screen again to show how I manage my screen. So this is how you see my screen. So when I go teaching online, what I do is I make sure that I communicate properly, and then through the Google email, I will check on. And as it is, I keep everything ready here, all the files. This is what I have sent to my evaluator today. This is how I keep a track, because I saw that one Toastmaster was trying to get the background for it quickly on that instant. I thought I will send what I have said. Then I thought, no, this is much easier. Online is better. So I went back to my saved links and I quickly send it to the group. So if you have your access to it, then I keep the whole program here, same like which I do in all the meetings, then I can follow up. So this is similar way which you could even go forward. What do you do that? What you have to do is keep going and make sure. One other important thing is keep your emails alert all the time. But if you are running an online time, you have to manage your other things as well. but you give attention to your priority. It has to be in the priority order. So if you see to my communications, I make sure that I send all documents to them and make sure it is to be seen. Even if there's a little bit of change, I always send back to it and keep teaching. While teaching there on the online, I tell them this is how I do it. So once everybody has done, I make sure that I congratulate my students on their achievements. So please, I get them to do, here is your permission of approval ethics, your permission to conduct research and go on. So when I go online, it's not just teaching online. I make sure that I use the apps available. If you look at the screen now, you will see I have snapped the pictures from I use two phones so that I will definitely have. This is the good thing about online teaching. You make sure you have two accounts. Whatever you want to share, whatever you want to do, you can always share in that account so that you have access to it. And here's one of my group of students, which I share the updates. So when I teach online, I make sure they do their work and I get them to do the work. So for example, once they have sent their everything to the school, whether they have got their letter, they have to inform me. And that's part of online teaching. The beauty of it is you can keep update online all the way through. So once you go through it, you will know that everybody has done it. So below students, please start data collection. Yes, one every time when they have sent me the email, I quickly check on my page whether they have sent the email. I come back here, I update this list, and I say, yes, you may start the list, data collection now. So online teaching is very, very, very useful, especially I would say for the women here, especially those who are working from home. This is a wonderful opportunity. I think in a way, I told during the international president was speaking in my club and visited my club, I said, it's a blessing to meet you, the COVID has brought me a blessing because I'm able to see you. And like here with Amita and everybody connected, I'm able to teach. Not only it's part of teaching as well. It's part of doing online work. So what you do is you do the whole thing there and then carry on. So once you do those things, you make sure the meeting is set properly. One other thing about positive thing about online is you can create group as you go along teaching online. Okay, so one simple way to do is you create simple groups. They are already in a group, but you can say is you go there and the flea is a group which I contact. So again, I get them to get into different groups. So this is an educational session which I took in the clubhouse. I share with them what they need to do in relation to their studies. So I shared education system again, Badal is our own language, what they feel should be brought into the education system. So a good platform for every one of us, those who are especially in the Toastmasters Club the clubhouse is a place to go. So if I want to get them to do separate group work, here it is, group 1, here the group 3 and the group 2, and whatever you want, you can create those groups and make sure they work on there. So once you got done, they come back to the Zoom meeting or Google meeting and they can carry on that activity. So people says, no, online teaching is not so effective. I don't agree. Online teaching is very, very effective and I'm able to get my work done with the student. They do it properly, they do it promptly. So here the lecturers, we always get the updates of it and I get all these students update. So once when you are able to do your work, you can always do this as part of your online teaching. And even here Exco, everything I manage here. So even in different groups, I carry on those and keep the class update all the time. Whenever while teaching, as I have did today, I share the documents instantly. So they are able to carry on. So once they do it, they are going to go through everything and individually you could be communicating and teaching with the presentation. But at the same time, at the end of the day, some might feel it different. But a good thing is when I'm teaching online, it's very, very easy for me because I use multitasking. And on the other hand, if you have a look at this is the engaging humor part, which I have taken my
content, I make sure that I keep the table here, everything all prepared so that I don't miss any part of it. And you can put around things around and keep your pencils nearby. If you want to keep your notes, you always put your notes, all the important things. And as today, as the DTM, I think Vijaya said, I'm inept and I'm doing all best I could do to be part of the online communication and teach better through online. But it doesn't mean that anybody could just go forward. Sometimes the difficult part is when you have problem with the connection. So what you could do is when you have a connection, make use of all the students around. So when I go to the, if I, when you look at it, you'll see that there are a lot of communications going on here. But what you could do is quickly prepare a slide into it and then add to the one and make sure that notes are available for the student. So once the students' notes are available, you could always get them to fill up or add up to your notes or make the assignments clearly stated and go back here and send an instant message or email with the best. So teaching by itself, disconnecting does not, bring a bad thing for the whole purpose. The moment, what you can do is you make sure they do it. So another good advantage of online teaching and managing is for them to do that group work and get them to present their itself. So once you give timing, as we go even in Toastmaster, they are very, very well prepared. I could say that all my experience being a teacher, struggling being a teacher and trying to live and trying to love other things and managing it has brought up a lot of good things to it. So once you do it, you make sure that all what you do, you have a simple notes with plans and then make sure that all those are completed. It doesn't have to be the perfect speech. I don't believe that every single word has to be written. What you need to know is, for example, as for my speech, and when in regards to talking about online speaking and preparation and other things, make sure all the documents are at hand. Rather than when you go to the class, you can arrange all and then you have to be picking. But when you do online, you can have most of the documents on here where you could get easy access like the way I have shown in here. Here I can instantly go up, look at who is speaking next, what's the time I have, and then go back and yes, oh yeah, I'm keeping online. Am I doing it within the timing? Yes. Oh, and then here's the timer. And then here the timer is telling me I have just 5.5 minutes left for me to carry on my speech. So that is very, very important. Time management is the most important thing that need to be concentrated by all, especially when doing online teaching or when doing online meeting. The moment where I have visited many meetings during the whole of COVID time, I would say the biggest negative, not the biggest thing, okay, the thing that I'm maybe not very happy about is the way how the time is managed. But I have found very, very effective clubs where they properly keep to the timing, and that's why I had to repeatedly request that there's a requirement for this. If I don't keep to that time in 20 minutes, no need for me to do this. Okay, so the time allocation of how you do is very important. No matter how unprepared you are, if you think of your time, you automatically get yourself adjusted. So the time along the way is very, very important. Sometimes even when you invite people, you could those who you can communicate easily, you can ask to come earlier so that you could manage the initial setup and carry on. So once the setup is there, you make sure that you use different tools. One other tools for taking evaluation, there are a lot of other things which you could do even for evaluation is sending links asking them to fill up, and then, just with a blink, they could answer your questions and even do the voting. So effectively, to conduct online teaching, I am using whatever available. The most important part is you make sure that they are online, not behind. Just some students, when I started earlier, most of the 90% of my, when it changed to 90% online teaching, they just put on the screen and they are way behind running around. I said, no, I need to take this step every day, before we start and after we start. So I take it and I share in the group, and I say, you need to be sure that all of you are seen in that group photo, and we share it every day. So you know what happens when students are fear that their photo is not going to be there, then they have a big, they think, oh my god, this is not good, I need to be there all the time. So whenever they speak, they always have to be with the group all the time. What they need to do is make sure their work is also recognized during their communication. What you could do is appreciate the work they do. So once you do, this is a simple method you could use in part of the research process. So I give, like, one simple thing. When you speak, when somebody says thank you, you are really happy. So recognize the work, even saying, yes, wonderful, nice, good work. And see, this status update keeps them happy. I keep final status updates, school verbal approval, school written approval, education ministry letter from Marimis, started interview, completed interview, started writing chapter 5, completed thesis, viva done and viva marked, received thesis and research, miss completed final mark. Oh my God. See, imagine how happy they are. All passed, alhamdulillah. And then when all pass, it just, you have this feeling, I don't know how to tell. And when I see all these done so well, it's not only thing. And then I always make sure that I send them a good message. Every day something positive, so that they will be happy with the work they're doing, and they will be positive about the work to take forward. And it's such a happiness to know that you all passed, and I hope you get your marks soon. And this makes your day. All the beautiful reply back from them, alhamdulillah, miss, thank you so much, you'll be my heart forever, and all this. That is what's the outcome. It's not only the money, okay? Money is just part of it. I don't believe that money. I struggled a lot with the age of 20, and now I'm 53, and I still am energetic, and I'm never going to give my teaching, and I will keep going. And also I'm doing my PhD still. I will be inshallah completing in within 2 years time. So don't give up. Online teaching is the best way forward to teach, and managing it up to you all here. I'm sure all those who are here are there for a reason, to conduct, to be self-motivated, to make sure they are full of energy and they are ready for their self-development. So in my last minute, I would say, thank you. I heard beautiful speeches today. That was so good to know. And that it was good. Online, one-to-one message, Dr. Purni and me, we communicated and said, yeah, this is the timing we have. But within that, earlier it was 5 to 7, but I always keep my notes, and this has come up. Yeah, Natasha, you were so good. You were trying your thing. As you know, I did join the meeting earlier. Is because that's part of why you need to be prepared for the online meeting. You have to check whether you are ready for the meeting. You have to put all your notes. I have to keep managing it. But Amita knows at times I sometimes reply 4.5 hours back. It's because of a reason, because I'm occupied in another teaching, or maybe I'm conducting a one-to-one teaching session with my student. So in all those cases, it's so good that it has done me good, and that I'm really happy I'm connected with Amita, and then doing this beautiful session with you and your team. And I'm sure you all will love online teaching, and then you all will love all your online meetings. I wish you all a blessed day to you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. That was so wonderful. It was such an insightful, delightful evening with all the speeches. Can I call upon Natasha to give the timers report? And we will also have a 20-second pause here to finish the voting for the best speaker. The polls will be put out by Toastmaster Tina.
Thank you, Amita. Speaker 1, Manpreet, 5 minutes, 48 seconds. Speaker 2, Vijaya, 5 minutes, 45 seconds. Speaker 3, Gayatri, 7 minutes, 47 seconds.
Oh.
And Speaker 4, Hina, 20 minutes, 22 seconds. Sorry.
So I see only Toastmaster Gayatri has gone overboard, but nevertheless, we can have her because she's one of our guest speakers, so it's okay. We'll include her in the polls.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your word.
Okay, so it's time to call in the benevolent Area 64 Director of Division P, Toastmaster Raji Naya. She is one of those humble persons who believes true excellence is the product of synergy. Alone, we are smart. Together, we are brilliant. She is the president of DIC Advanced Toastmaster Club and a member of multiple clubs. She is here with us to facilitate the installation ceremony of the Toastmasters Club for the year 2021-22. May I call upon Area Director Raji Naya?
Thank you so much, President Amita. And let me tell you, you have started the term with a bang. She deserves a big round of applause. Okay, let me go to my gallery view so that I can see everyone. All right. Okay, so good evening, Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters from across the border. Just like Amita mentioned, this meeting room, we have audience from so many countries, members from USA, Canada, Oman, Maldives, India, and our very own UAE. So this is the true spirit of Toastmasters, I would say. And we all are united in purpose and spirit. So as Toastmasters, let us make this a mindset. Perhaps this is what the world requires the most, unity in diversity. What say? Isn't it true? Okay, so let us begin with the proceedings. So just like Amita mentioned, we are a new area and a new division. So we are the new babies of Division P is a division and area 64, and we all are raring to go. So just like Showstoppers is a women's club, Division P has 4 formidable area directors. Okay, so that itself is a big thing. And let me hear a big yay for all that. You know, we are like 4 formidable women directors, just like Showstoppers is like filled with women and amazing women. So, and it is, I'm extremely honored to do the installation ceremony for the year 2021-22. So let's begin with the proceedings without wasting much time. So may I request the outgoing presidents to stand up? So if you're not standing, you can do this. Raise your right hand. The outgoing officers. The outgoing officers.
Maybe all others can mute.
All right, so at this time, you are discharged from all your duties and responsibilities. Thank you for your excellent service to this club. So I'm here to install the new officers of Showstoppers Club. So let me briefly state their responsibilities and remind them of the challenges that lie ahead. Their collective challenge is to make the club one of the best in Toastmasters International. This will involve helping the members achieve their goals as well as leading the club to a President's Distinguished Club status for the coming year 2021-2022. So let's begin with the installation ceremony of the new officers. So I will begin with the Sergeant at Arms, ending with the President. So each officer is obligated to attend monthly club executive committee meetings, attend club officers training held twice in a year, prepare a successor for his or her respective office. I will now describe the challenges and key responsibilities of each officer, beginning with the Sergeant at Arms. So usually in a physical meeting, we hold the gavel, we pass it on to the next officer and do that. So since we are in an online setup, I have the gavel with me. So what you can do is just place your hand on your heart while swearing in. All right? Okay. First, we'll begin with the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Nitasha. As Sergeant at Arms, you arrange the meeting location, maintain club equipment in working order, ensure that adequate club supplies are available, set up the room before the meeting begins, attend to special equipment needs, greet guests, help the president make sure the meeting begins on time. Toastmaster Nitasha, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, to the best of my abilities.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I have been informed that the treasurer and the VPPR, the club is still finalizing on that. So I'll be skipping these two roles. We'll move on with the secretary. Toastmaster Sridevi. Sridevi,
Yes, ma'am.
I can see you. Where are you?
Can you see me?
Oh, yes. You're there. All right. So as secretary, you maintain an accurate membership roster and attendance. Submit the new club officers list to Toastmasters International by June 30th. Work with the treasurer to ensure that new member applications and dues get to Toastmasters International World Headquarters as soon as possible. Work with the treasurer to submit your club renewal dues to Toastmasters International on time. Provide the club with minutes of each meeting. Toastmaster Sridevi, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I'll try my best.
Thank you so much. Now we move on to the VP membership, that is Toastmaster Tina. Toastmaster Tina, as VP membership, you lead the club's membership building efforts to achieve the membership goals of 8 new members. While the Vice President of Public Relations motivates people to visit your club, you motivate the current members to invite guests. Promptly give new members applications and dues to the Secretary and Treasurer. Personally greet guests and provide them with guest packets, including a membership application. Make sure each guest hears about the benefits of Toastmasters and gets a personal invitation to become a member. Represent your club at area council meetings. Toastmaster Tina, will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
I shall, to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Toastmaster Kavita.
Hi,
As,
ma'am.
hi,
Yeah.
as Vice President Education, you gain commitments from members to set educational goals for themselves. Ensure that club members are aware of the schedule of meeting goals. Plan meetings that will assist members in meeting their goals. Work with club members to keep meetings fun and well run, just like we had today. Work with your members to ensure that they submit their applications for educational awards promptly. Provide for educational topics at club meetings, such as those from the successful club series and better speaker series. Represent your club at area council meetings as the second highest ranking officer. Preside over the meeting when the president is absent. Toastmaster Kavita, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I'll try my best.
Thank you. Now we come to the president, Toastmaster Amita. As president of Showstoppers, you are the chief executive officer. Thus, you preside at all club meetings and all meetings of club executive committee. It is your challenge to see that this club adds new members and meets the need of its current members to achieve their communication and leadership goals. Realize that establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding to its members. Toastmaster Amita, you hold the gavel as a symbol of power and authority that your club has given to you during your term of office. I'm confident that you will use it wisely and with restraint. Toastmaster Amita, as member of Showstoppers, as well as its leaders, will you work with your executive team and club members to make Showstoppers a President's Distinguished Club this year?
Yes, I will try my best.
Thank you so much. So with that, we have done with the induction installation of all the officers. Now coming to the members of Showstoppers. Members, please raise your hand. Members of Showstoppers. Your officers team has just pledged to serve your club to the best of their ability, to the best Toastmasters club possible, and to meet the needs of all its members. Your club will need active participation from each member. Do you, as a member, pledge to work together with your officers team to make Showstoppers the finest Toastmasters club it can possibly be? Can I hear?
We all will.
We all,
Thank
Yes,
you
we
we
so
all
shall.
much.
will,
Say that
will work together.
loudly. Say
We
that
all
loudly.
will work together.
We all
Yes,
shall. We
thank
all
you
shall.
so
Yes,
much.
yes, yeah.
So by the authority vested in me as the area director, it is my sincere pleasure to declare these Toastmasters officers installed in their respective club offices. So please join me in extending a warm welcome to Showstoppers Executive Committee for the Toastmasters year 2021-2022. Good luck and best wishes for a fantastic term ahead.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Area
you so much.
Director Rajinaya. Thank you so much.
Over to you, President.
Bravo! Yay! 3 cheers to the new
Yay.
XCOM team. Hip hip hooray! Great. I hope to carry on the heritage which was so glittery under the patronage of immediate past President Toastmaster Tina, I wish we, the showstoppers, reach even higher than what we were in this upcoming year and make a loud noise everywhere. Kudos. All right. So now, okay, it's time for evaluation. Now, let me quickly call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Kiran, who is from Barsha Toastmaster Club. And yeah, you may know more about her through the chat box. She's evaluating Toastmaster Manpreet. Toastmaster Kiran.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. And special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Manpreet Kaur. I would like to say congratulations. Today you have broken the ice. When I was going through your evaluation form, I read the title of your speech, A negative, B positive. I was thinking, what will you say on this topic? But really, you have delivered a wonderful speech on this topic. I liked it. And wonderfully, you have connected the audience with your personal story. I like the three things in your story. First, you have given a wonderful introduction about your family, about your father, mother, and your elder siblings. The second thing, which I liked, the comparison where your teacher was giving the advice, focus on your study because your sister is an outstanding student and you are not. The third thing, which I liked, you had given a amazing message to the audience. Always be positive. Your voice was clear, loud, and you have maintained the good eye contact with the audience, which I can imagine because it is a virtual meeting, left to the right, right to the left. Wonderful. And you were delivering your speech with a full of confidence. I have a one recommendation for improvement purpose. It is my personal observation, please don't mind. That which I felt is missing is a vocal variety. We can take the example of the comparison when you told your sister was outstanding, you were not. If you told in your speech like that, my sister was an outstanding student, but I was not. See the difference. It make a more interesting. Audience take a more interest in your speech. Overall, your speech was a well structured, nice. I enjoyed your speech. Only recommendation is little practice, vocal variety, and in future, I would like to listen more speeches from you. Over to you.
Great. I will call upon the second evaluator, Toastmaster Manish from India, member of MEC Dermot Dubai Club since 2016, an accomplished Toastmaster who strongly believes in never stop learning as life never stops teaching. Toastmaster Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amita. Warm good evening to everyone, and especially to my Toastmaster Vijaya. So she started the speech very well with an interactive question which grabbed the attention of the audience. Did you anytime have suffered tsunami? The preparation for the speech could be easily felt. I especially loved the background and the speech content. Excellent energy felt throughout your speech. Your energy and your portray of the statement that you get easily accustomed to any environment. Clear way of communication. I could see no confusion at all. There is always way to remove the ineptness. Excellent usage of the word of the day. From my side, I would like to list few of the suggestions. which I learned through my Toastmasters journey. You could have added the most powerful weapon, which is your smile. When you say, I am a complete package of all the communication styles, whether it's when you see a movie, it's a romantic, humorous, suspense, action, thriller. Here you can see all package in one. When did you try to reflect a perfect message to the driver that he should give way to the ambulance, you could have changed and make use of vocal variety, like a second individual answers to you, like the driver would have answered, who are you to teach me? I know my job very well. So however, these sentences add value. From my side, you could have used certain pauses wherever required. You could have added some humor to your speech, like I just saw a video on Facebook where in other countries they were showing when an ambulance passes by, all other cars give way to the ambulance. However, in few of the countries, there is a race with the ambulance, and people really want to race with the ambulance. They don't want to give the way. They feel their time is very important. And at the last, a strong and solid conclusion, ending with a quote like, good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity, quoted by Ned Turner. All these suggestions would guarantee you to the next level. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish. We will now have Toastmaster Chaitanya Khimji, a member of Ruby Toastmaster Club from Oman, an accomplished businessman past 35 years. He will be evaluating Toastmaster Gayatri. Toastmaster Chaitanya Khimji.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Amita. Kudos to Madam Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh. What a wonderful speech. I feel that you have embodied throughout your body, from head to toe, humor, humor, and humor. I was very pleased to see how you expressed not only through your hands, but through your face, through your eyes, through your body language, the various aspects of how you received feedback in various different ways, right from the timing criteria of ignoring the timer to the various contestants who used to give you feedback, which in your own subtle way, you mentioned how inept they were in noticing such unusual things about you. It is more important to notice the project criteria, and that's what needs to be focused rather than those lovely earrings or any other aspects of your body language. I personally like the way you made a comment on me keeping my camera switched off and whether I was paying attention to evaluating you correctly or not. That was extremely well done and with great subtle humor. I love the communication style you had between your friend and you when you were suggested to join Toastmasters. I think you got it in you to really spread the word of humor. But I'm not letting you go off without any suggestions, as the others did. I have a little bit to add to improve your speech to the very next level. First of all, I would like to ask you, why didn't you make this attempt of the speech in a dynamic manner? When you said, evaluate me, please, then give that expression of how many evaluations you have gone through and you're ready for more because you are thirst for those evaluations. I think that dynamic start would have made a lot of difference. What I also like to see in your speech is the flow of the stories with a dynamic opening, the flow of the speech from you wanting to do a YouTube channel to being a stress management consultant to a speech at Cambridge. I think somewhere in the flow of things, I think there was a bit of disjointment. I think you have it in you to make sure that the humor that comes out naturally from you can be augmented with a beautiful start, lovely flow of stories, and really speaking, you will be able to move mountains with your body language, eyes expression, hand language, and even the voice modulation. All the best to you, Madam Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh.
Wonderful. The last evaluator, DTM Purni. She is a co-author, coach, and an NLP trainer by passion. She will be evaluating Toastmaster Hina. DTM Purni.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening, and my special good evenings to the speaker, Toastmaster Hina. I want all of you to tell me what is that one word which popped up in your mind after listening to Madam Hina. Give me one word for her, please. I want to know what you think about her speech. Give me one word which completely defines her speech, her gesture, her everything, whatever she did for those 20 powerful minutes. Passion, I see passion from Vijaya ma'am. What else? Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Wow. Yes. So all encompassing, absolutely. And my powerful word to you is positive, Madam Toastmaster Hina. From the beginning to the end, I saw that positivity bubbling, and I have chosen the words which are going to reflect my evaluation also. So the P, the passionate speaker whom we saw with the clarity of words and thoughts, she was powerful in it as a passionate speaker. Oh, she was so optimistic, which was bubbling in her voice and physical gestures. Though the VP or the president, Madam President, mentioned that she only has 5 to 7 minutes, she made it happen. That was an optimistic spirit and to make use of the opportunity in the right way. Yes, the sincerity. Did you see how many things she had in her hands? So many. Kudos to you. I was just thinking, oh my God, what all she has technologically and also the physical objects equipped. The sincerity bubbles there also. And the impromptu speaking skills, when we were asking, she was ready to deliver the speech in 5 to 7 minutes or 20 to 25 minutes. It shows the impromptu speaking skills. She was so comfortable to do that. And T, talented in using technology, because technological management is one of the criteria for the speech. So she did it amazingly very well. So now she still has few recommendations which are worth listening to, and it is also part of this positivity, you know. So here comes I, where though she was interactive, though she was interested in showing all those objects which she had, but interaction is one of the criteria which she missed. So engaging audience completely was missing according to the project objective. I didn't have any better word for we, so I'm taking W, well. I'm just using the starting of the sound, well organized. This meeting requires the speaker to be well organized in conducting the meeting. She could have communicated to the VP or the president that her timing is 20 to 25 minutes, which she failed to do that. And finally, I don't want to close her E with a negative note. Let me close it with a positive note. Her eye contact was amazing, where the project objectives uses eye contact to convey emotion and elicit response. So overall, with all the positivity, if you have just added these two recommendations, your speech would have been like a super positive one, like you, Madam Toastmaster. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Great. Now we will have a 20-second pause to finish the voting for the best evaluator.
Amita, you need the timer report?
Sorry, yeah, I thought I forgot it. Toastmaster Natasha, please read out the timer's report.
Evaluator 1, Kiran, 2 minutes 20 seconds. Evaluator 2, Manish, 3 minutes 16 seconds. Evaluator 3, Chaitanya, 2 minutes 59 seconds. And Evaluator 4, Purni, 3 minutes 32 seconds.
All right. So just by 2 seconds, it's overboard. Anyway, never mind. We'll have the polls for all the evaluators. Okay, in the meantime, we will have the feedback with regards to the grammar used, the grammarian report from our vivacious, energetic, immediate past president, Toastmaster Tina, to keep any ineptness at bay in our next meeting. Toastmaster Tina.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amita, Madam President Amita. So the thing is, being a grammarian is also basically testing whether you're inept or whether you are excellent in your listening skills. So it was kind of difficult to actually capture everything, but I am going to give my best because I'm not going to get defeated. I am going to show that I am not inept at listening. So there was some really interesting and very good usage of words and idioms and metaphors and phrases that happened during the meeting, which I'll mention slowly. It, I'll start off by how Toastmaster Sridevi actually introduced the word homonyms, which is basically pronunciations that sound the same but mean completely different words. And it's interesting use of the word inept, and that was used a few times during the meeting by Toastmaster Hina, Toastmaster Chaitanya, Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Amita. So kudos to that. Excellent. I think everyone can use this word in our daily life also. So all the best for that. There were some idioms that came in, the brunt of it, some metaphors like I do not want to put myself in a box, or create symphony and harmony in your life. Certain play on words happened like lockdown and unlock, spiritually awaken, embodied through your body, the humor. Most powerful weapon, your smile. Some good words that can be repeated like augment, heritage, disjointment, insightful, benevolent, demoralized, multicultural, or cosmopolitan. Some phrases like recognize the work, unity in diversity, and so forth. Some wrong usage, which I would like to very diligently and dignifiedly correct in this process, is instead of saying receiver of awards, it would be better to say recipient of awards. And say West Bengal, where the staple food was fish. Instead of determined, you could say determined. You can keep updating it instead of you can keep updated. Instead of you automatically get adjusted, you can say you adjust yourself automatically. Instead of saying connected the audience, say connected with the audience. And don't, instead of saying not full of confidence, say with full confidence. And then instead of saying the word from my side, you can say in my opinion. These are a few things that I've noted down. I hope that this can be insightful and helpful in making yourself also not inept in your later usage of the English language. Thank you so much. Thank you for lending your ears. Over to you, President Amita. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tina. It was a wonderful evening, time well spent with all the people from all over the world. There is so much to learn and get inspired from. I would request you all to attend our meetings and spread the word around for us for zealous people to join us and increase the strength of the zestful showstoppers. So Toastmaster Tina, I think she must be ready with the certificates based on the poll results. Let us see, let us have a display.
Just give me a minute. Just give me
Yep.
a minute. I'm just doing it.
I would request each one of you to fill in the form which is put out in the chat box for us to have your contact details, and then we can contact you again through that. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijaya. It's so nice to read that. In the meanwhile, can I request a few of you to give us a feedback about our meeting today, just to fill in the gap? Anybody would like to speak a few words?
I think you organize it very well, communicating and making sure that everybody is there for you as how you want it. And I like the fact that you've been, knocking the door every time, even if it is a delay. Hey, can I get the evaluation? Is it ready? And then even when it's changed, and so do you have recommendation? Because you, as the president now, shows that you have that leadership quality to make sure that your club meetings will be very effective and is open to many others from all the clubs. And I really appreciate the fact that you invited many, and it's a good lesson learned for me too. Thank you, and I wish you good luck in all your club meetings.
Thank you so much. It's so encouraging to hear good words in the beginning of the session, the year. Thank you so much.
Yes, Toastmaster Amita.
Yeah.
So it's every role behind the curtains is very important. So you have taken the smallest step to ensure that the meeting goes well, and that's really kudos to you and really great job from your side. And every role, right from the grammarian to the timer and to the every single role player has performed his role to the best of his performance. So congratulations to everyone for a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice to hear.
Welcome.
Yes, Toastmaster Chaitanya. We would love to
First of
hear
all,
from
I
you
would like
too.
to say a big warm thank you to all of you to really get together. I think it's amazing how Madam Toastmaster Amita has been able to get people from different countries to be present on time to go ahead and do a session of this type. It's very unique, very beautiful. And as Manish said, that it is behind the scenes work that is really what is reflecting in the beautiful manner in which you all have done it. I think I will speak on behalf of Manish, you and me. We are the two men here. And I think we have never not been intimidated at all. I mean, these ladies have been so lovely. They have treated us with great affection in terms of not making us feel that we are the lesser in number out here, but really, if it was the other way around, I think we would all be very aggressive. So I think you ladies have been fantastic. Kudos to all of you. Really, you are beauties beyond showstoppers. I think Anita said that why call yourselves stoppers? I think you all are way forward in running. So I'm really pleased to be here. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. It's so lovely to hear those words, and of course, very encouraging. We would love to have you all in all our meetings throughout. Thank you. So, Tina, are we ready with the results?
I would like to.
Yes, Toastmaster Vijaya, please.
I would like to share my comments.
Your voice is echoing. Could you? Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what is happening.
I think because you're using two devices.
No, I.
Do you have another two device?
No. Okay. We'll do it next time.
Just
Let me see if I can shut it.
Yeah, you can close one device. I think that'll be fine then to go ahead.
Manish has a great sense of humor. Well done,
Yes.
Manish.
Tanushree,
How is
sure.
it now? Oh, no. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, Tina, you could go forward.
No, probably Toastmaster Vijay can speak now. That other device has been removed. You can speak.
Thank you
I
very much.
see. All right, okay.
Thank you. I particularly wanted to point out that agreeing to the fourth speaker from 5 to 7 to 20, that was a pinnacle. Encouraging the members. You have depicted what you took the oath, that you are able to support the members in any given situation. And I could see the camaraderie between all the members who are participated, timer, grammarian, everyone has played their role very well. Very organized, very professional. I truly enjoyed the meeting. And the men who attended, I would like to say, because you enjoyed it, why don't you bring your spouse, sisters, and mothers to this meeting? Thank you.
That's a good catch.
I
Thank
promise.
you.
In fact, you would be surprised to note my wife did join the session. She, as Rita, she was there as a guest Rita for some time.
Oh,
So,
I see. Okay. That's
so
good.
she was there. She won't leave me alone, so because I think I went to an all ladies meeting. She went to see whether it's truly a Toastmasters meeting.
What is attraction? Good joke.
Good. Okay. I'm sure Tina must be having a hard time to decide upon because all were so good. Okay, so here we have the result. The best evaluator, okay, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Manpreet Kaur. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Chaitanya Khimji.
Thank you.
Yes, and we will have the first timer who has played, means the maiden role, Toastmaster Sri Devi. She's a new member of our club and she did not hesitate to take up the role play of Wordmaster of the Day. Congratulations, Sri Devi, and we see you rising higher from now itself.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amita.
Great. Thank you all. And I call this meeting number 41 close at this point. Thank you so much, each one of you.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
It was a
Thank you,
wonderful
everyone.
evening. And all the best to everyone.
Thank you for invitation.
Thanks.
Good luck to you all and to the club.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a nice
Thank
evening.
you. All
Yeah.
the best.
Bye
Forward
bye.
to have
Yeah.
you all
Bye-bye.
over and over again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. Bye.